In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use Appwrite functions. By the end, you'll know exactly how to get to the functions area in your Appwrite project, choose the right starting point, pick a runtime, and configure the basics like resources and permissions so your function is secure and ready to run. First, head to the Appwrite console in your browser and sign in as you normally do. From the dashboard, open the project where you want to add a function. If you have multiple projects, make sure you select the one that matches the environment you're working in, like development or production, so you don't accidentally make changes in the wrong place. Inside your project, look to the left-hand sidebar and open the Functions section. This is the home for all your serverless functions in Appwrite. Here you can see existing functions, their status and logs, and you can create brand new ones. To create a new function, click the button to create a function. Appwrite gives you two main paths. The first path lets you connect a Git repository. This is great if your function code already lives in Git or if you want version control, pull requests, and automated deployments as part of your workflow. Once connected, Appwrite can build and deploy from your repo, making collaboration and CI/CD straightforward. The second path is the quick start. This is ideal if you're just getting started or want to spin up a function fast without setting up a repo. The Quick Start offers a gallery of templates that ship with example code and sensible defaults so you can test ideas quickly. Within Quick Start, you'll see practical templates you can choose from. There's a Payments with Stripe template to help you handle payment flows. There's a template to prompt a chat model, useful for building conversational features. You can choose a Generate PDF template if you need to create documents on the fly. There's also an email contact form template that can help you capture messages from your site and send them via email. These templates are designed to save time and show best practices, and you can customize them after they're created. If you prefer building from scratch, you can select your runtime first. Appwrite supports popular runtimes including Node.js, Python, Dart, Go, PHP, and Dino. Pick the language you're most comfortable with or the one that best fits your existing stack. For this walkthrough, we'll continue with Python to show the individual setup options, but the flow is similar for other runtimes. Choose the Python runtime, then give your function a clear descriptive name. A good name makes it easier to find and maintain later, especially if you end up with many functions. Next, choose the exact runtime version. Sticking with the recommended or latest stable version usually gives you the best support and compatibility. If your code depends on a specific version, match it here to avoid surprises. Now set CPU and memory. These determine how much compute your function gets when it runs. More resources can handle heavier workloads or big libraries but may cost more. If you're unsure, start with defaults, test your function, and then adjust based on performance. If you see timeouts or memory errors, increase resources slightly and retest. Move on to security. This is where you control who can execute your function and what it can access. You'll see an option to allow public execution. Turning this on means anyone with the endpoint can run the function, which is useful for public webhooks or open endpoints. If your function handles sensitive data, leave it restricted and grant access only to authenticated users or specific roles. You can also assign permissions like users read. This permission allows the function to read user information through Appwrite's APIs. Only enable the permissions your function actually needs and avoid overly broad access. Principle of least privilege keeps your project safer and easier to audit. When everything looks good, click Done. Appwrite will create the function with your chosen settings. You'll get a starter structure that you can edit, test, and extend. From here, you can open the function, review the example code, and tailor it to your use case, whether that's integrating payments, generating documents, handling contact form submissions, or running your own custom logic. Keep an eye on logs after your first runs to quickly catch errors, and revisit resources or permissions if your needs change. That's it. You've set up an Appwrite function and configured it the right way.